Jordan. A spectacular move.
Big clown.
Bring it home, Kobe, baby. Oh, he came up behind him like a librarian. He never heard him.
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen.
Guys, welcome back to the Casual Fan Experience. Today it is myself and Luke, and we are doing a playoff bracket challenge. So we're just going to tell you our picks for the whole playoffs, and I reckon mine will hit, but I don't know about Belly's. But Luke, how are you?
Yeah, good mate, good. Pretty keen to do these predictions as I often come out on top. So no, looking forward to it. We'll see how much both of our boys' bias play into these, but hopefully it's not too much.
No, there won't be no bias, only truth. I reckon we begin. We'll start with the first round. First round, I reckon. So you got Denver and Minnesota. I think we all probably should have the same answer there. I've got Denver in 4. I just reckon they'll be too strong with Jokic at the forefront.
Yep. I've got I fully agree with that. I think Denver have been one of the best teams all year. They got Jokic. They're gonna way too deep. Minnesota got all these issues going on at the moment. I think they get one game off them. I think maybe Cat has a game or maybe Ant has a game where they get one win. But other than that, yeah, I think Denver in 5 is pretty good.
Yeah, no, for sure. Without Gobert, who's really going to stop Jokic? Even Gobert probably can't even stop him, so that's fair enough.
Yeah, no, Gobert's been stopping nobody this season. But he ain't even stopping Kyle Anderson, and he fucking punched him.
Yeah, ain't stopping no punches. The next one in the West, this will be a cracking series, I reckon. Phoenix and the Clippers.
I do.
I've got it going to 7. I've got it going to 7. I reckon Phoenix come out on top.
Yeah, I agree with you with Phoenix coming out on top, but I honestly think they win in 6. And my reason is because of Paul George, because I don't think Paul George will play this series. So I think while the Clippers are they're a very deep team, you know, they obviously have one of the best playoff players in Kawhi, but I think the Suns are just too talented to lose without Paul George. But I think the Suns get the win. I think it'll be in 6. So but no, that's going to be a super fun series to watch.
Yeah, no, look, that's fair enough. KD is going to be hard to guard, especially if you've only got Kawhi and no PG. But I reckon PG will come back for a couple of games, whether or not he's 100% fit. But I reckon Phoenix have got that pretty comfortably. Moving on to the next game,
for sure.
Sacramento and the Warriors. I think Sacramento get the first game, but then I reckon the Warriors come out and just get the next 4 on the trot, put them back to bed.
4 on the trot.
Yeah, I reckon they win in 5.
They have to win away from home.
100%. They win in 5. In 5, no doubt about it. I let them have their first one.
5?
They had a pretty poor game, and they lost by 3 points. I reckon.
Oh, look,
I do agree.
To be honest, I think this is going to be an absolutely cracking series. And to be honest, I wanted to pick Sacramento so bad. But I think with Andrew Wiggins returning for this series, I think that's a big bonus for them. Andrew Wiggins was probably second in Finals MVP last year. Arguably, I think he should have won it over Steph. But no, I'm joking. But Wiggins was amazing in the playoffs last year, and I think he could be the factor that gets them over the line. So I've got Golden State in 7 at the moment. For that one there.
7. Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't think Sacramento have much of a chance. I don't really think anyone's expecting too much of them, which might play in their favour. Who knows? But I just think with Steph at the forefront, he did play very well. He's playing very well. What are the last game on the West first round? Memphis and Lakers. I'd reckon the Lakers got this.
Definitely.
I reckon they got them in 6.
Definitely got to be. This is. You reckon? I'm
6.
I'm so torn. I've got us in 7. I think the biggest thing for this series is how the heck are we going to stop Ja Morant?
Yeah, I mean, you talk too much trash. He'll just pull out a gun, and start shooting people.
Just pull out the Glock.
Him and Mikey Williams. As soon as Mikey commits to Memphis, he starts acting like he's.
Do not let Mikey Williams go to Memphis. Bro, Adam Silver, do something. Do not let Mikey Williams go to Memphis, bro.
Dangerous to on the court and off the court.
Yeah, fact, bro. They're just snipers out here.
Yeah,
pure snipers. But I think to be honest, I think the determining factor in this series is going to be Jaren Jackson Jr. and whether he can stay on the court. Obviously, him getting in foul trouble heaps. I think when you've got a dominant big like Anthony Davis, I think Anthony Davis needs to be hyper aggressive on Jaren Jackson Jr. Get him in
Yeah.
foul trouble, get him out of the game. And I think Anthony Davis Triple J matchup is going to be what decides this series. And I've got Lakers in 7.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
That's what I've got.
Yeah, I agree. I reckon they get him in 6, though. I reckon they just come out too strong. LeBron just shows him. Like, when they were talking trash to LeBron before, LeBron's just like, nah, come on, guys. Like, I'm still him.
Yeah,
and you know that.
That's true. And end of the day, Memphis is still like pretty unexperienced. You know, they only just beat the Timberwolves last year. They lost to the Warriors. They put up a fight, but they did lose. So, I think the Lakers I think get out of the first round in this one. But I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be close.
Yeah, no, I agree. Moving on to the East, first game, Milwaukee and Miami. I think this should be a general consensus. Milwaukee in 4. I've got Milwaukee.
So
I've
got Milwaukee in 5 because I think Jimmy Butler has one of those games where he just like takes over and like maybe Kyle Lowry drops 25 or randomly or something. So I think I see him get 1 win, but they're no chance to go anywhere past Milwaukee, bro. Like Milwaukee is just too good. Giannis is that guy.
They've got 0% of fan votes, so like on the bracket challenges it is. So can't see them doing too much damage in the playoffs at the moment. Moving on to the next one.
Yep.
Cleveland, New York. Now, I know you strongly back Cleveland, but I'm taking New York in this. Taking New York in 7.
That is.
Donovan Mitchell's got a choking. He's got a choking beat about him. I reckon he's just not going to have one of those games when they need him, and then all of a sudden you have Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, Josh Hart just coming out going crazy.
You reckon?
I reckon,
bro.
And I reckon they come out and pimp him in 7.
If the Knicks do win this, I don't think it's going to be because of Donovan Mitchell. I think I'm picking the Cavs in 7, by the way, because the Knicks have been playing great. But I'm picking the Cavs in 7 because I just think Donovan Mitchell is one of the best playoff performers of this most last recent 5 years. While the Jazz I don't think have really done too much, he by himself has been one of the best players in the playoffs. Like he's been so good, and I think their supporting cast, like their defense, is really good. Evan Mobley's for some he's a decoy candidate now. From the league votes.
It's coming out of nowhere.
They've got a great all round team, but I think the Knicks look good, and that's why I've got this series going 7. So I think it'll be super interesting.
It's gonna be a very fun series to watch.
Yeah, for sure, man. The first game was so good.
Yeah, 100%.
First game was good, but I'm looking forward to it.
Next game you got Philadelphia, Brooklyn. I've got Philly in 4. And B's
I've got Philly in 4 as well. I don't think the Nets can get a game. Like we saw game 1 today. We're a little bit late to this, unfortunately. We saw game 1 today. Mikal Bridges had a great game, and they still lost by 20. And Embiid didn't play well. So it's just like,
he didn't.
Like the Brooklyn Nets really shouldn't be here. They're here because they were like the 2 seed, and then traded KD and Kyrie. So
pretty much.
I think Philly in 4. Philly in 4 in this one.
Yeah, not much to decide about that one. Boston, Atlanta. I reckon I got Boston in 5. I reckon Atlanta are good enough just to get one game from them, like Trae Young special. But I just think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are just going to be too good for them.
Yeah. I've got Boston in 4 for that one. I think Boston are a really, really good team. Heaps of defense, heaps of bodies to throw at Trae Young, heaps of bodies to throw at DeJounte Murray, and then 2 wings who the Hawks don't really have anyone that's too great defensively on the wings. So I think Boston in 4, but it's one of those series where it's pretty consensus. So either way, we know who's going to win that.
Yeah.
But so what that wraps up round 1 for us.
Sure does, and I reckon we're both pretty similar in our predictions. If you going either or, most of the games pretty similar as well. Moving on to the semis, back into the West, we got Denver Phoenix. That's going to be a cracking series too. That's what I've got. I'm taking Phoenix in 7.
I have the exact same as you. I'm the exact same, bro. I think, it's so disappointing. It's so disappointing to like see Jokic go down in the second round, like potentially go down the second round, and he's gonna have all this narrative like he's not didn't deserve the MVPs and all this. But I just genuinely think Phoenix are that good. I know they're 8-0 with Kevin Durant, and I know they've beaten all shit teams, but like, bro, the Suns were already a good team, and then you had probably one of the best players in the NBA. I just think I think
Yeah,
they're going to be too good. And while the Nuggets are good, bro, and I cannot wait to watch MPJ. I cannot wait to watch him.
yeah. Catch and
But
shoot,
yeah, I think
God.
it's going to be, yeah, for sure. Going to be a good series, but I think Phoenix get up in 7 in that one.
Yeah, same. In the West, I have Warriors and Lakers, and I got Warriors in 6. I just think that they're just going to throw everything at Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell,
Ooh.
and they're just going to have nothing to guard them.
Yeah.
It's just got you have Austin Reeves line up on
Ooh.
Clay or on Steph. It's gonna be too hard. LeBron and AD will do enough to get a couple games, but I just think the Warriors will just be too strong and will push through off to the conference finals in 6.
Look, man, I don't know if it's
Bias.
it's the bias coming through, but the Lakers, our Lakers have looked pretty good. Our Lakers have actually looked pretty good against the Warriors, and that was back when we had Russell Westbrook, bro. Our team is significantly improved now.
You had Westbrook for
And
that length on
look, it
Curry,
might-
but you've got D'Angelo Russell guarding Steph.
Yeah, it might be. No, bro, we'll put. No, you probably can't put Vanderbilt on him. Anyway,
Yeah,
look,
bit
man,
of
Steph's going to be a
matchup
fucking
problems.
nightmare. Steph's going to be a freaking nightmare. And I think it's going to be a good series, but the Warriors are shit away from home. They're not going to win an away game. The Lakers just need to win one game in the Oracle Arena, and we're good. That's all we need. That's all we need.
Chase Center.
But no, that's going to be a fucking cracking series. Cracking. Oh yeah, it's Chase Center now, isn't it?
Yeah, moved over.
But no, yeah, that's going to be a cracking series. LeBron v Steph once again. Cannot wait.
Yeah,
That's just the Lakers make it out of the first round.
for sure.
Yeah. No,
Moving on to
looking
the
forward
East,
that, so. Lakers
in
in
their
7.
second round. Oh, I don't think you're going to get that. But anyway, in the East, I have Milwaukee and New York, and I have Milwaukee in 5.
Yep.
I just think they're just going to be too dominant against anyone at this stage. They come up against it. Giannis will just be too strong and just bully ball with Drew. That's what I think. Not much consensus about it.
Yeah, I think so I've got Milwaukee Cleveland. I've got Milwaukee in 6 just because I do really, really rate this Cleveland team, and I have since the start of the year. I think Donovan Mitchell's an incredible player performer. Obviously Darius Garland, young star. They've got really, really good defenders for Giannis, like Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. So I've got Milwaukee in 6, but I don't think Cleveland go down without a fight. I think Milwaukee are just too complete.
Just that too good.
We're going with the Bucks for this one.
Yeah. In the final game of the second round, I got Philadelphia and Boston, and I have got Philadelphia in 7. I just think Embiid's just going to have one of those games. And he's just going nuts in like the 7th game or something and just put it to rest. And then he moves on to his conference finals.
Look, man, I think this has to be the year that Embiid does something. He has to. He hasn't. I don't think he's made the conference finals in his career yet. He has to do something this year. But
yeah, it's going to be.
I just think Boston is that complete. Like they're so complete. Like 1 through 5. That 1 through 5. Their 1 through 5 is so good, and then they all their starting lineup's amazing. Plus, they also have the 6th man of the year and Robert Williams, who's been out of form. But if he can actually play well in the playoffs, then he's a defensive player of the year candidate. So it's like,
yeah, for sure.
Now I'm starting to doubt myself. I don't know, man. This is tough.
It's going to be a good one for sure.
I think it's a 7-game series.
Yeah,
I think it's a 7-game series for sure. It's going to be so close. But bro, I can't. I'm going to go Boston. I'm going to stick with Boston. I'll stick with Boston.
Boston in 7.
Philly are a massive chance. Boston in 7. That's what.
Yeah, nice. That's fair enough. Well, we're on to the conference finals now. In the West, I've got Phoenix and the Warriors. And I genuinely believe this.
Oh, bro.
And I genuinely believe the Warriors getting 7 because of the matchups. You got Wiggins on KD. You got Clay on Booker. Clay and Booker will probably count each other out. KD's probably got the edge on Wiggins. But then you got Chris Paul and Steph.
Clay and Booker. Wait.
No, Booker's more. Booker's more
wait.
than Clay, like in my head. But then you got Curry on Chris Paul. And Curry's just going to drop like 50 every single game. And he's just going to pull them out of anywhere. And they're going to move on to their another finals and probably win it, I reckon.
Let's look at it like this. Would you say Curry and KD are like similar level?
Yes, with Curry higher. As he's been playing.
Okay. Curry slightly higher.
Slightly higher, yes.
Let's go to their second stars. Booker, Booker and Clay.
Yeah, probably Booker edges out slightly.
There's a big gap between those two. There's a gap. There's a decent sized gap between those two.
Chris Paul, Jordan Poole. I'd take Jordan Poole. And you still got Wiggins there as well.
Ooh.
And Dante and Draymond. Like you don't get how
but Wiggins,
like they're deep.
oh,
They're deep, man.
I don't know, man. I think Warriors are like they have a good 7 players. But I just feel like the top 4 for Phoenix, Ayton, KD, Chris Paul, and Booker is just going to be so hard to stop. Like, I don't know how you stop them.
Yeah, well, if it
I think
happens,
Wiggins will help. And
if it happens, Warriors in 7, guarantee. Who have you got?
Well, I've got Phoenix and Lakers.
If you take Lakers over Phoenix,
listen, I truly believe Phoenix will win this series. The Lakers are not beating Phoenix, bro. We're not winning. Like, let's be real. LeBron would have to go back to 28 years old. We would need him to absolutely carry. We would need Anthony Davis to play like Anthony Davis he only plays like Anthony Davis 10% of the time. So you never know what you're going to get from him. D'Lo's inconsistent. Austin Reeves is inconsistent. The rest of the team is basically inconsistent. The only consistent player we have is LeBron, and he can't just be consistent this year. He needs to be greatest of all time. And I just think, bro, 38 is it's too old. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got Phoenix. I've got Phoenix in. I haven't done this yet. I think I'm going to go Phoenix in 6. I think Phoenix is such a good team. I think they're a very, very good team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got Phoenix in 6 at the moment.
Yeah, in the East now, I've got Milwaukee and Philadelphia. I just think Milwaukee will get Philadelphia in 7. It'll be a cracking series, but I just think Giannis is that guy. There's a reason that they're the number 1 seed in the regular season, and I think they will probably show it throughout the playoffs.
Yep. No, I agree with you there. I've got what have I got? I've got Milwaukee and Boston, which was a cracking series last year, which Boston pulled out in 7, without Chris Middleton, and I think that this could be a very similar series in the fact that it goes 7, but I think that it goes the opposite way this year because Chris Middleton is back, and the reason I don't think it's going to be less than 7 is because the Celtics are still that good this year, and Chris Middleton's still not at 100%. So I think it's going to be a super close 7-game series, and I think that Milwaukee end up winning because they have Chris Middleton this year. So. I've got Milwaukee over Boston in that one. So does that mean we got the same finals matchup?
No, I got Warriors versus Milwaukee.
You picked the fucking Warriors.
I have Warriors in 7.
Drew Holiday's putting that man on clamps.
No, he's
Drew
not.
Holiday's putting that man on clamps.
No, he's not. Warriors in 7 pretty comfortably. I reckon it'll go to the last game. Not to state the obvious, but it'll go to the last game, and the Warriors will win it in 7. Steph will get another Finals MVP, overtake LeBron, and LeBron's now just trash.
Nah, no way. Not gonna lie, a good rebuttal for the Drew Holiday argument would probably be well, he torched Marcus Smart last year, so
for sure.
But then again, I think that this isn't a year where Steph can do it by himself. There's too much talent in the league at the moment. And I think that, this is one of the reasons why I think they'll lose to Phoenix. But I think they're gonna lose to the Bucks as well. I just think the Bucks they've been so complete, so consistent this season. Giannis is him. I don't know how you're stopping him. How are you stopping Giannis? How?
Oh, you just got Draymond and Wiggins, man.
Oh, I mean,
this tag team.
I guess Draymond is one of the best defenders in the NBA. I'll give it to you, but I just think Giannis is a different monster.
Well, with yours, you got Milwaukee and Phoenix. So who do you reckon there?
I've got Milwaukee and Phoenix. I'm going to go Milwaukee as well. I'm going Milwaukee and I'm deciding between 6 and 7, but I honestly think Milwaukee and 6. I just think Milwaukee are just a step above the rest of the league at the moment. In the fact that they had the best record in the NBA all this year. And that's basically without Chris Middleton playing, who's been their second best player for the last 4 or 5 years. So, we've seen their roster has basically stayed the same, but we've seen Brook Lopez take an insane jump especially defensively this year. We've seen Drew Holiday take an insane jump offensively this year. Then you add Chris Middleton back into that mix, bro. They're going to be dominant this year. Milwaukee's going to be if I had money, I'd be putting it on Milwaukee. But I think that they are, to be honest, I think they're a very heavy favorite in my books, and I think they'd need something drastic to happen for them. Like they would need something to not go their way to win the championship this year. Or it would take some godly performance from KD, Curry, or Bron, or someone like that. So, but I'm super keen for it. Super keen for these playoffs. But so you think Warriors are winning? Is that right?
Yeah, I do. I do think they are. I just think they have one of the easiest runs to the playoffs. So they got Sacramento, and then even if they versus Memphis or the Lakers, like the Warriors already own Memphis, and then the Warriors also own the other Lakers, and they'll have Denver or Suns, and Warriors own KD. Steph owns KD, and they already own Denver, so it's pretty much guaranteed that they get there, in my opinion.
Steph just owns everyone, does he?
Sure does.
I will admit the Warriors do probably have the nicest path to the finals. But bro, even if they make it there,
so the odds, the Bucks are $3.40 to 1, Boston Celtics $4.20, Phoenix $5.50, Denver, Warriors, Philadelphia all $11, which I think is probably accurate. But the Warriors are easy money, guaranteed. I mean, guaranteed money.
Coops, we laughed at you last year for saying they were going to win it, and that blew up in our faces, didn't it?
Sure did.
And that's not going to happen this year, bro. The Warriors aren't that good. They're not that good, bro. They're not that good. There's a reason they're the 6th seed. There's a reason they can't win away from home.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we will find out.
Yep.
But I reckon that wraps us up, Lukey. That wraps us up.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I reckon we could have one of the brackets of the centuries, and then if it pulls out, and look at that. We'll go down as one of the greatest sports broadcasters. Playoff predictions, whatever you want to call it, will be the greatest amongst them.
100%.
No worries, then. Have a good rest. Cap, have a good rest of your night, mate.
All right, see you too, Coops.